Hi everyone, and welcome back to another workout of the week for episode 6 this time. We're going to start right off with the warm-up. So you're going to do a series of 4 exercises. We're going to start with walking lunges. You can do these in a relatively small space. All you need to do is just do a proper lunge and move forward as you do it, alternating sides each time, and we're going to do that for about 30 seconds. Your next exercise is going to be mountain climbers, and make sure when you do these, you're in proper planking position. Your butt is flat, tucked in using your core. Bring the knees up as high as you can and alternate fairly quickly. The faster you can go or the slower you can go, doesn't really matter. The next exercise we're going to be doing is bicycle crunches. You're going to be laying on your back and you're going to alternate touching your opposite elbow to your opposite knee, keeping that core tucked in nice and tight. Once you've got the motion down, you can go ahead and speed it up a little bit. I'm going to do that for another 30 seconds. The last exercise is going to be shoulder taps. So you're just going to be in proper planking position and you're going to take your hand and touch it to the opposite shoulder and then replacing it and alternating those for 30 seconds. Once you've done all 4 exercises, go ahead and repeat that circuit for a second time. Next, we're moving on to flexibility. So we're going to move into sumo stretch here. We're going to hold each position for about 15 seconds. After that 15 seconds, you're going to go ahead and push out on your left side. And go ahead and switch sides. Try and sink a little bit lower into the stretch if you can. And now we're going to go ahead and straighten out your legs. Make sure your feet are pointing forward and stretch towards the center. Legs are straight. Bend from the base of your spine and really focus on stretching those hamstrings, not your back. Once you've done that, go ahead and stretch to your right side, and we're going to hold that for 15 seconds as well. Try and get your head to as close to your knee as you can. And other side. And finally, one more time, you're going to head back to center. Next, we're going to go into hip flexor stretch towards whichever side you'd like to start with. And rotate that back foot flat, still keeping your hips facing forward. Next, we're going to go on into that back knee, and we're going to lean back and stretch that front hamstring. The final stretch will be the hip and hamstring, so move to the other side. Make sure your heel is flat on the ground. If you have to be higher up, if your hips are higher up, that's fine. We want that foot flat, and make sure you push out on the knee. Once you've done that, go ahead and do the other side before moving on to the next section. So for the strength section, you're going to be doing 10 squat pulses followed by a deep squat. So here you see me doing the deep squat, and we'll do a side view. So the pulses, you want to get down as low as you can. A 90-degree bend is perfect. You're just going to do a tiny motion bobbing up and down, focusing on the legs 10 times, and then follow it with like a deep squat as deep as you can. And we're going to be doing that for 20 reps. Next, we're going to be doing no jump burpees. So you're going to be doing a squat, and then you're going to bend down, jump the legs out, push up, and then bring the legs back in and stand up. And we're going to be doing that 15 times. Your next exercise is going to be up, up, down, down. So you're going to be in planking position, and you're going to alternate which arm goes down first, and you're going to go down to your elbows on both sides and then back up, and you're going to be alternating which side starts, so 10 times per side or 20 in total. After doing those exercises, repeat those 2 more times before moving on to hip strength. So we're starting off with some knee pulses. We're going to be doing 30 reps per side. So lift your knee as high as you can, and then just think about pulling the knee up just a little bit higher every time. Next, you're going to be doing a slow front kick extension. So from lifting the knee position as high as you can, go ahead and extend that leg out into front kick position, taking about 3 to 5 seconds per rep. And we're going to do 10 times on each side. Following up with that, we're going to be doing a front kick hold. You can use the wall or a chair to balance, and you're going to lift that knee up into the highest position you can, extend, and we're going to hold that for 30 seconds. Once you've done that, go ahead and stay in that hold and pulse it up for 15 times before repeating on the other side. You can either do all these exercises on one side first and then repeat, or you can do both legs alternating. The final exercise will be doing a full front kick. We're going to be doing 20 reps per side. Focus on having a good kicking chamber and rechamber. Think about foot position and focus on maybe getting a little bit of height. Moving on to techniques, we're going to review walking stance, horse stance, front stance, and back stance. So in your walking stance, remember you want one of your fists width and then 2 of your steps forward, or 3 steps total. If you start here, we'll see in the video, I measure for my fist, and then we start 1, 2 steps forward. And then we rotate that back foot just like 30 to 45 degrees. And go ahead and practice measuring it out a few times and then stepping out. Next, we're going to do horse stance. So from here, make sure, same thing, you're going to step out 3 times, and that'll be your width, so just outside the shoulders. And then to practice horse stance, you're just going to be moving laterally, putting the feet together and spreading them back out into a horse stance to practice getting into that stance. For front stance, we start with, again, that fist width, and then we're going to step forward 1, 2, 3 times, and then rotate that back foot 45 degrees. And then go ahead and practice stepping forward into it, and you're going to step forward after we measure it. And of course, adjust your front stance as needed. This is kind of a tentative guide. If you need it a little bit shorter or a little bit longer, depending on your leg to feet ratio, go ahead and do so. And then practice stepping through your front stances and doing that back turn and just walking through it. The last one we're going to do is optional for white and yellow belts, but better for the upper levels, is practicing back stance. So you're going to find kind of like a corner or a 90-degree angle that you can work off of. You're going to put your feet into a 90-degree angle as seen, and you're going to step forward 2 more times, so you have 3 of your foot lengths long, and then you're going to be bending both knees with 2/3 of your weight towards your back leg and 1/3 towards your front, and just practice stepping through. Next exercise we're going to be doing is low blocks. First, you see me doing half reps, so we're just doing the last half of the low block, and you're going to do those 20 reps at kind of maximum speed, followed by 15 full reps at max power. So here you see me doing the full chamber and putting more effort into it. Next, you're going to do the same thing with high blocks. You're going to do 20 reps with the max speed, but half reps, so just that upper motion, and then follow it by 15 full reps of max power. We're going to be following the same template for inside block and outside block, middle punch and high punch. Make sure you do all of these on both sides. I'm only demonstrating one. Remember, for inside blocks, that half motion, you'll be going kind of from in front of the shoulders to the center, and we're getting that wrist rotation. And the full motion, make sure you bring it back behind you and then fully around and in front. Outside blocks, we're going to start with, again, starting in the center and heading towards the shoulder in front of that. And then full motion, you're going to cross in front of your body, up towards the shoulder, and out in a circular motion. And then finally, after you've done middle punch and high punch with the same motion, you're going to do inward wrist snaps for 60 reps. This is where your hands are going to start facing away from you and then snap inwards. And then now you see me doing outward wrist snaps where your hands start inward and they snap outwards. You're going to do 60 reps of this as well. Finally, we're going to review Taguk Ijong, the first 6 moves, and then add on the next 6 moves through move 12 to pick up where we left off in the workout number 5. So from here, you're going to move to your left side low block, walking stance, front kick, and then a front stance with a right hand punch. and then spin, low block, kick, high block with your, or high punch with your left leg in front. Then you're gonna move forward and high block, and then step forward again, high block one more time. We'll see it just a second time here. We're gonna do a long turn, kick, and front stance, high punch. Front leg will move forward, you have left leg in front, left hand up, high block, and then step forward one more time. For my kids who are doing Tagut 3, here is the full form. We're gonna be focusing on tempo. So as you move through the form, here we see kind of a speedy switch between the outside knife hand block and the switch to that punch. And then there's a little bit of a tempo between the low block, kick, double punch. And so make sure there's not too much space between these motions. We want to have a little bit of a flow, and that back section is kind of a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 kind of patterning with the kick, low block punch, kick, low block punch. Finally, we're gonna finish with that cool down. We're gonna do a frog stretch. We're gonna hold this for about 30 seconds. You can hold this for as long as you really desire. Next, we're going to switch into a half front splits. Make sure you do 30 seconds per side twice. So if you want to alternate each time, or if you want to do your 2 30-second rounds and then switch legs, go ahead and do so. The next stretch is going to be from a seated straddle stretch, so go ahead and get seated. And we're going to stretch to the center first for about 15 seconds, and then you'll stretch to your left side, right side, and back to center for 15 seconds each time. The last stretch we're going to be doing for the cool down is going to be a seated glute stretch. So what you're going to do is you're going to be sitting down, you're going to lean back, and you're going to bring your knees up, and then you're going to tuck one ankle across the other knee, and you can bring that other leg in as close as you need to feel the stretch. So I feel it here, so I'm going to stay. And we're going to hold that for about 30 seconds per side. And that's it for this take-home workout. So I'll see you guys next week.